from
Let's not
Whoa,
stop
girl.
it. Let's not stop it.
I think that's if I remember right.
Welcome to the FlipSports Podcast. Joining us today, we have Hannah and Shanta. Hannah is a white belt under Carpe Diem, Manila. She also works as a DJ for Magic 89.9. And we also have Shanta. Shanta is a purple belt, also under Carpe Diem, Manila. She's a regular competitor. We worked with Flip Sports before. And we have JP, Flip Sports.
Thanks for having us. We're happy
Thank
to be
you.
here.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
for
Thank you for
coming.
your time, guys. How did you get started for Hannah? Like, how did you get started with jiu-jitsu?
I started training jiu-jitsu August 2022 for 2 months, and then I stopped. And then I started again October 2023, and I haven't stopped since. My friend Ida actually used to bring me to her training like in 2018, and I would just watch people beat themselves up, and it looked so cool. But at the time, I just wasn't ready yet. I feel like everybody has like their BJJ start, and I felt like I wasn't ready yet, physically and mentally. And when I tried it in 2022, I was like, this is for me. I want to keep doing this. And here I am now, almost 2 years, all in all, I think.
So you started first before the pandemic, and then when it opened, you finally decided to do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? This is in my gym. Let me just try something new, a new skill. And I've been lifting weights for a while, and I wanted to challenge myself in a way that made me feel present and also like think while I'm doing it. It feels like solving a puzzle, so it intrigued me.
So you're also like so you teach cycling classes, right?
I used to.
You used
Yes,
to,
I used to teach in Ride Rev with Ida. That's how we became friends. And then now I teach in the movement studio in BGC. So
Okay.
more of running and weights.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you entered jiu-jitsu. You're actually physically prepared to do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, actually, it was a surprise because everybody thought I was so small and just like kind of chill and like.
How was your first experience? Syempre, it's a guy's sport.
I think it's because my friend Ida is a girl
Yeah,
and she's
yeah, yeah.
so empowered. She's a purple belt. I didn't feel as intimidated,
Yeah.
but with the environment, I mean, but with the sport itself, yes, because it's like so many terms. Like, what is closed guard? What is half guard? What is a guard? You know what I mean? I wish it was explained to me then. They were just kind of like, yeah, just keep showing up and it'll start making sense, right? They don't really explain what the purpose of everything is in the beginning, I think. And then it starts making sense after a few months. But I wasn't intimidated in the social aspect of it, but in the sport, of course. And then when I started competing, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I was culture shocked because I never grew up with a sport. And you literally go in there and people are trying to kill you, you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
submit you. So I was like, what is going on? But it made me better and it made me sharper. And I love it every day. Yeah.
What about you, Shanta? Like, how did you get into the sport?
This was, I think, 4 to 5 years ago. It was only me wanting to lose weight that made me want to join jiu-jitsu. So that was the time that I met a friend, and then I met Santi also eventually. And then I kept telling them, oh, I feel so chubby. I want to do something that's going to make me sweat a lot. So they introduced jiu-jitsu to me. And then I joined, and then they were very right about the sweat. So I did sweat a lot, and I think I did lose a lot over maybe a few months in. And then the idea of competing was put on the table. Then I was like, okay, let's try it out. Why not? And then from there on, I didn't stop. I think I didn't stop. Yeah, I think the most that I stopped from then, I think 2019, was maybe 2 weeks. But from
Let's not.
Whoa,
stop
girl.
it. Let's not stop
I
it.
think that's if I remember right.
So like when you guys joined, like there are already like a lot of female jiu-jitsu practitioners, right? So like do you think like if you started earlier you would have stayed, or no?
Oh, that's such a good question, actually.
Yeah.
You can go first, Hannah.
That's making me think because Shanta was one of my inspirations when I started jiu-jitsu. She doesn't know this, but she was like a coach where I was training at
yeah,
the
yeah.
time. And then I was like, if hot girls can do it, then I can too. You know what I mean? Because now looking at the people that we have in Carpe Diem, we have Kim, we have Jana, and I have all these higher belts to look up to. I think that that's so inspirational. And even Maggie, when she won that gold back a few years ago, I wish I had started earlier, but I think I started at the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Shanta? I think.
Honestly speaking, I think it would have been more challenging to stay because JP, as you said, it is a male dominated sport.
Yeah.
And when you come into a room full of guys, there's always those like hesitations, those worries, those fears. And that's something that's been instilled in me from way before, like when I was still in grade school. My parents were always so praying for me. So if I started at the time where there were even less girls, I think it would have been my parents also telling me not to go for it or telling me to stop because of all the possible dangers. So I feel extra lucky now that I realized that, now that you brought up that question, because then I think I did start at the perfect time also. Not too many girls, but still enough to like make it easier to go to training.
Yeah. Are you guys on same division or no?
Me and Hannah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I would say depending.
Depends on how
Depends
much
on the
we're trying to
season.
eat that week. Depends on
Depends sa
how.
weight cut mo.
Yeah. Depends on the mood, depends on the season, depends on the comp, I guess.
Shanta.
But we're roughly the same weight.
First of all, Shanta just won gold in the Philippine national team trials. 48. But
Yeah,
her
the Philippine
usual,
team.
yeah, but her
Philippine
usual
team,
is
yeah.
53. That's why we're like,
yeah.
what do we say? Yeah.
That's why it got a little confusing.
Yeah.
But like Hannah and I are roughly the same weight, same what's this? I feel like we have the same muscle mass. I'd like to think, but Hannah works out so much more. So
She's a lot taller than me. I'm a lot. I just look wide.
she's a whole lot of woman.
Hannah, coming from an entertainment and media industry, how were you able to balance your training? What's your routine, like for your everyday routine?
That's a really good question. Thanks for asking that. I started with Carpe Diem and I did 6:30 a.m. classes.
Okay.
So we
Wow,
do
6:30.
6:30 for fundamentals and then 7:30 for competition class. But lately, we just started a 5:30 drills class. 5:30.
5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
What
So
time do you wake up for that?
I wake
Yeah.
up at 4:50.
Hannah's so good at waking up though. She's earlier than me nowadays.
Yeah.
Are you near the venue?
Um,
Are you near Carpe Diem?
I think it'd be like a 12-minute drive
Okay.
in the morning, so it's not so bad. And then afterwards, I'm zooming to the station at 9 a.m. That's when I start my show. So I finish at around 8:20. I go to the radio show. I start my radio show 9 to 12. And then 12 onwards, I can breathe. Because I'm telling you, it is a sprint from 5:30 all the way till 12. And I can relax afterwards. I like getting it out of the way. And I love the people that I train with. So that's what inspires me to go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Between morning jiu-jitsu and night jiu-jitsu, you like morning jiu-jitsu better.
I like it more because I get to sleep better.
Yeah.
I feel so much stronger and calmer when I train my hardest because if you're already pushing yourself to the absolute limit at 6:30 a.m., nothing will phase you at the rest of the day. Like everything else is easier.
I have to agree. I taught morning classes before I got into my work now. Like I used to work freelance. Then I also teach morning classes, but not that early.
Not
Like
that- what time?
7:45.
Okay.
7:45. Like kind of decent. Kind of decent for most. And then like it had like a good turnout. Like there's always like those guys who like to, get jujitsu out of the way. And then if you still have energy, you can still have like an afternoon class. That's why I think I agree with morning classes. What about you, Shanta? Like I've seen your posts in the morning.
In the morning. Oh,
I love morning class. I love it, but I don't love the waking up part. Okay, so if anybody tells you go to 6 a.m. class, go to 5:30 a.m. class, you're gonna love it, it's gonna get easier. It's not true. It's still hard every day, but you just really have to push yourself out the door. And then once you're on the mats and then you get moving, then it's easy. Okay, but honestly, it's the most fulfilling thing because while everybody else is sleeping, and that's not to say that's the wrong thing because we'd all love to be sleeping. At least you're like like you guys said, getting the hard part out of the way and then getting your body moving, focusing on like your health, and just basically doing all the good things right away, start of your day. So
And I
it's
think it's
perfect.
also discipline, right? Like by night you'd be asleep by what time? 8, 9,
I try 9:30.
9:30.
Yeah,
9:30.
9:30.
Yeah.
We try earlier, but we tend
Love
to
how we
fall
said we
asleep
try.
so late, 10:30, 11 o'clock, because there's just so much stuff to do at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Eat, chores, cuddle with a cat. So yeah, it's a lot of things to do.
Even like during competition season, I mean, if you're doing tournaments, like you still do morning or you switch in between afternoon and mornings.
Mornings.
Still mornings.
Mornings, yeah.
Okay.
Our coaches are there, I think.
Yep.
Myron
Yeah.
and Kim. So
So we worked Shanta before with Flip Sports. Like I
Yes.
think a couple of years ago
Yeah,
already.
that was 2022.
Two?
I
I think.
actually met you. I approached you that time because I think it was the Philippine trials, the national
Ah, yeah, yeah,
trials.
yeah.
We first met at Flip Sports, and you've done a couple of tournaments as well with Flip Sports and ART, and
Art, yeah.
you're also active in the Manila circuit. Like observation wise, like how would you compare the Manila circuit and the Cebu or the Visayas circuit?
In terms of like.
Yeah, tournaments, and especially with your perspective, women's division.
Oh, okay, okay. Um, sorry, am I comparing BJJFP with ASJJF
No, in general.
in
In
general?
general.
You know what? When I was at Blue Belt, there were a lot more girl competitors. So I sign up and I'm assured that there's gonna be someone in the division. But now that I'm at Purple Belt, it goes the same for both competitions. It's like a waiting game, or I'll have to sign up to draw someone out,
Yeah.
something like that. So it's hard. But if I were to compare, same lang.
Same.
Same, yeah. But I guess what I like about joining the ones under ASJJF, is that the right thing to say?
No, no.
Okay
Everything is
lang,
right.
okay lang,
Everything is
okay
right.
lang.
I'm learning too. I'm learning too.
No, because the ones under art are super fight, so it's fixed, right? Now, if I'm gonna talk about the ones under BJJFP, which is an Ayala Circuit, Makati, um, what I don't like lang is that I have to pay, and then if ever there's nobody in my division, then parang I have to either not get my money back or have my registration moved. Actually, it's not the worst thing. It's fine actually. It's it's just
She just had like a whole thought process there.
But what about like competition wise? Like like maybe
Competitors.
competitors.
you mean like level
yeah.
of difficulty? Yeah?
Like number of competitors maybe in Manila that are not flying to Cebu, or maybe competitors in Cebu who are refusing to fly to Manila, but at least I mean you have a better like perspective given that you're competing at both.
Ah, okay, correct me if I'm wrong if I still don't understand the question. But I think I know girls who have made effort to fly all the way to to Manila to compete. And then I also know I don't know too many girls who have made an effort to go from Manila to Cebu.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think it's just fair efforts from both sides. Although I always wish there was more, right? Because there are people in Cebu that I want to compete against still. And I'm sure same goes for the girls in Cebu to the girls in Manila.
Maybe we know who that is.
Ah, well, why you make it
Bulong,
hard?
bulong mo na lang.
Why you make the question
it's okay.
hard?
You don't have to answer that.
They're
No,
gonna
I
beat
want
it.
to
They're gonna
compete
beat
with again. Yeah,
okay.
friends,
Wanna
friends that I
compete
have
again.
in
Okay.
Cebu. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I have the same question also with James. Like, how are you feeling like competing in a tournament versus the super fight?
Ooh, oh, good question.
Do you feel nervous or something like that?
Always. I'll always feel nervous. I don't think that's ever gonna go
Yeah.
away. With a super fight, you know what? I find it easier in the sense that it's one and done. I
Yeah, 'cause
have.
I remember you telling me Kuya JP, ang malas ko naman dito sa Cebu. And then
Oh
now,
yeah,
look at
yeah.
you. I
Actually,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
consistent wins from tournaments, super fights, and recently you just won a super fight.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I like super fights more because it's one and done
Really?
again, and when it comes to the competitions, they're okay also. I mean, I like the challenge of two or more than that. I guess it just came with time also. I think now if you ask me whether I'm gonna choose a super fight over a normal comp, I wouldn't decide either or because I feel more comfortable now because I have gained more experience and then that made me more confident. Not to say that I'm cocky or anything, but more of I've just gained a better sense of control when it comes to like my mental. Like before, I would compete and then everything's just so foggy in my head. But now I can actually think of what I'm doing and the focus on like the game plan that I've been training. So I hope that answered the question.
What about you, Hannah? Now, like, are you now? You're still white belt, right? How many competitors usually sign up for your division?
For my division, it's pretty packed. The light feather division is one of the most ones. I think there's seven usually.
Seven.
Yeah.
My first competition after doing jujitsu for 4 months, I just, whatever, let's just do it. There were 7 or 8 of us, and
Seven or eight.
it's been pretty consistent that it's a lot. So
That's
it's
around like
fun.
3 fights,
Yeah,
maybe
three
three
fights.
fights, right? To gold.
Yes, yes.
How was your first competition?
I was absolutely feral, to say the least. Uh, I was a spazzy white belt.
Okay.
I think I'm so sorry for the people that I've hurt in the past. But I'm better now. I'm more chill, more technical.
Okay.
She is, she is.
I think before I do now, because I've done so much strength training and cardio, I couldn't figure out how much strength I was putting into the rolls or how much cardio I was putting into the rolls. Like I was just moving a lot basically. And then I would also not know what I was doing basically. So now I feel more confident in that front, I
Did you
think.
feel gassed during your first tournament?
I felt gas, yes, because I came in there with no game plan, and I got to the finals,
Oh,
and I
nice.
had no idea that I would get that far. I'll be honest. And then once I got to the finals, I gave it my all in the
Yep.
other two. And if you're not so technical, you're using a lot of strength, you're using a lot of cardio, and my mind just blanked. So after that, I really learned to focus on being more technical in that front and staying calm. Yeah.
Okay. Like I remember before, like there are very few female competitors. Like it's kind of hard to get them an opponent. I think I remember there was even a time when they um mix like someone from juvenile,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
juvenile male and like adult
Oh,
female.
Oh my
whoa.
Like yeah,
What year
I
was
think
this?
yeah, before.
What?
Yeah, before. If there's no one signing up, then like a young boy versus
A younger.
Yeah.
versus an adult female.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
were those?
I think it was May. Was it May? Yeah. And
Me versus
Eros.
Eros?
And
What?
Eros, yeah,
That's
before.
very cool.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were the days, I guess. So now like there are 7, 8 for white belt. Not a bad number, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I've
Yep.
actually been seeing a lot of signups every time, and it's been pretty packed. I see a wave in women competing more, and the women are super tough.
Okay, what's your opinion on that? Like, I think there are more successful female competitors from the Philippines than male competitors, at least these days. These days. Like, what do you think about that?
I think that's really cool. I think that it's really inspiring, especially for the younger generation or just for women that have never done a sport before. Because sometimes when I ask the athletes or the girls in jujitsu, I ask, like, what was your sport before? And they had nothing. I just wanted to try something new. They had no background in strength training. And I think as a woman, it's really cool to know that you can defend yourself in instances where you wouldn't expect to do so. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's an empowering feeling. I think the fact that there are a lot of women that are winning championships abroad, it pushes us, even just us for the white belts, to compete more and even strive closer to that level. Yeah.
For like competing or just regular training, gi or no gi?
Gi.
Gi. What
How
about
about
you?
you, Shanta?
Gi also. Although I have been doing more no gi recently, but gi I would say because the way that our professors teach gi, which is what they mostly do also, it changes your perspective on it, and like it makes gi more creative. So if somebody is teaching you gi in such a creative way, then you're gonna see it in a creative way as well, and it's gonna
So
make it
gi
more
is not dead.
enjoyable.
Gi
Geese
is
not
not
Gi is
dead.
dead.
not dead.
Not in our
Are you
world.
planning to
Yep.
compete? Are you planning to compete in no-gi
Oh yeah,
soon?
yeah, yeah. I had a lot of fun with my nogi fight, so I want to do it again. But I know I'm
Nice.
gonna need to work on it more. Yeah.
You know, I never competed no gi.
Oh really?
Since white belt. Yeah, I
Since white
never
belt?
yeah, I
Wow.
never
Wow.
competed no gi for some reason. Like I used to teach no gi, but I just never like did no gi. I think it was one of the reasons that it's always done on the second day. Like you're I think because for like for our divisions before, like sometimes you have to fight 4 or 5 times, and then just thinking about like then I'd have to do it again the following day. It's like
Was mentally
too
draining.
too exhausting
Yeah.
for me, yeah,
Gets,
most of the
gets.
time. But for you guys, you do both gi and no gi on same day? How about you, Shanta, or just
When I
pick?
was preparing for my super fight, yeah, that's what I did. So
But for tournaments, like you sign up for a tournament, you'll do gi and no gi, or you'll just choose
I just have been doing gi. If we're
gi?
just talking about like a
Yeah.
tournament, yeah.
Oh, you'll just
I've
choose as
never
well.
tried, but I want to this year.
If you wanted to.
Yeah,
Nice.
She
I want
will.
to.
She's
Yes.
gonna.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. So JP just returned from Japan for the Flip Sports Japan International.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a long way already, like from the first tournament in Cebu right after the pandemic to partnering with
Yeah.
ASJJF to having a tournament. I think even during the pandemic, right? Like
Yeah.
a super fight,
2021. Yeah. That was
um, and then
emergence.
now you were able to pull off a tournament in Japan by a Filipino brand. Can you tell us like what it was like?
Well, first of all, I was really nervous and it's a big risk for me. And then second, hindi ko alam if a lot of people will register kasi sino ba naman ng Flip Sports sa Japan? I mean, they only join yung mga kilala like for example, Marianas, Dumao. So I was really nervous that time. But yeah, it's a small event, and thankfully we had, I think, almost um, 350 participants who joined.
Oh, nice.
That's so
So
cool.
yeah, I was thankful about it. Well, for me, kasi it's more of like making it happen. So yeah,
This was in Aichiken.
yeah, Budokan, yeah,
Yeah.
Aichi.
Fried
Yeah.
chicken.
So how was the like all the logistics and stuff? Was it ASJF? Was it Edison and his
Yeah,
crew?
all of the staffs there from Edison, they were really professional to the point from yung time, also yung I mean they're all professional, if I must say. Super ano sila, I mean super strict with the time. So yeah, it went well. I also had this I also competed like not in the flip sports but Copa Dumao. So I was in my headphones and my match started like 3:45. So I was in my headphones, hindi ko siya marinig. And then someone has to, hey, it's your time. So I was really getting ready. So I took off my headphones and just went there. So it started really early. They're really professional. I mean, advance yung time nila. And yeah,
How
I
many mats were
appreciate
there?
that. I went one match in my division.
No, like how many mats? Like
There's only three mat areas kasi
three mat
it's a
areas.
small event lang talaga.
Do they have the board, like the real time board? No.
Yeah,
They have the real time
actually,
board.
TV pa yata
Yeah,
yun eh.
yeah. So I think,
So,
like for me, like I think that's something that can be used here, like the real time,
Yeah.
like updates. But I think
Oh,
you
yeah,
need
yeah.
you need fast internet for that. Yeah, you need fast internet
point.
because like if like a pair let's say a match finished earlier, so it's automatically going to adjust. It's going to push everything up. So and then so competitors will also have like an idea. They can check like, oh, it's I'll be three more matches before my match, so they can always just check. But for now, I think our practice is always like the board wherein you just flip the numbers,
yeah.
right? And then
Yeah.
but then sometimes people forget, the match
Yeah.
number. Like it's hard to keep everyone like to remind everyone, always remember your match number and always check the mat and match number, so it's easier for you to go to the mat coordinator. I think that's one of the things that can be there's also going to be an event in Manila.
Yeah. Expect a lot of tournaments, super fights, or probably a Grand Prix.
So for a Grand Prix, like Grand Prix as in there's going to be a cash prize.
Yeah, like, let's talk about it. But I'm thinking, no, yeah, there's a
Let's
cash prize and
go.
male and female.
For both males and females. Same amount.
Very cool.
Same
Yes.
price.
You're gonna
Yes,
draw
yes,
out
yes.
really interesting people to
Uy,
compete.
biglang-
Let's
This
go.
is like the CJI
I'm
of
thinking of
the
other people,
Philippines.
actually.
Something like that.
CJ of the
Yeah,
Philippines.
malaga nun, CGI. Yeah.
But like in a
love
bracket, right? Bracket setting. And maybe yeah, we'll see. Anything else that you want to promote?
That's it for now. Check out the FlipSports page and get all the details from there. I'll keep posting.
What about you, Hannah? Anything to promote? Your podcast, your show, or anything?
You can listen to my radio show Monday to Thursday at 9 to 12 noon on Magic 89.9. Follow us online at Hannah Bacani on Instagram and all the platforms, TikTok too. And if you're a girl and you want to try out jiu-jitsu, just do it. I know it seems scary at first and intimidating, but if you have a good set of people with you, it is a great skill to have in your pocket just in case you need it. And it's also empowering and fun to learn a new sport, even at a later age, I'd say, because I'm turning 30 this year and I thought I was too old. Basically, I thought I was like I'm too old for a new sport and for my body to adapt to something different, but it's never too late to try something new and you never know, you might fall in love with it just like we did.
What about you, Shanta? Anything else to promote or add?
Sure, yeah. So we have we have promos at the gym, and I'm encouraging if there are beginners watching to come by. We have a 7-day free trial. So after you finish the trial and you decide you want to commit, then we also have the promo, which brings it down to 50 off. So you pay for 2,500, 15 sessions already.
How come you didn't tell me that?
Oh no, this is only for white belt beginners.
White bets only.
And also for kids. So if you guys have friends who have kids and want to have a fun summer activity to do, then please bring your kid to Carpe Diem. 7-day free trial as well. And we also have the promo, 50 off.
So thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Shanta.
Thank you so
That's
much
it.
for having us.